Are you ready to escape the ordinary and discover hidden gems? Join us as we explore 10 underrated yet secure and breathtaking countries that will inspire your next adventure. From stunning landscapes to rich cultures, these destinations offer unique experiences and unforgettable memories. Number 10, Uruguay. Uruguay may just be South America's best-kept secret. This little gem of a country is full of charm, culture, and a relaxed atmosphere that will win you over in no time. While many travelers are drawn to neighboring Argentina or Brazil, Uruguay quietly packs a punch as an underrated destination that is sure to leave you pleasantly surprised. It's one of South America's most stable, peaceful, and progressive countries. The beaches are also amazing. Its coastline? Oh, it's a stunner. If you love beaches, you're going to adore places like Punta del Este, often called the Monaco of South America. It's glitzy, glamorous, and full of life, with upscale resorts, yachts bobbing in the harbor, and nightlife that doesn't quit. But if you're after something quieter, head to Jose Ignacio. It's all about boho vibes, boutique lodges, and incredible seafood restaurants. And then there's Punta del Diablo, a charming rustic fishing village where time slows down and the sunsets are unreal. Whether you want luxury or a barefoot, back-to-basics kind of escape, Uruguay beaches deliver. If you love history and charm, make sure to check out Colonia del Sacramento. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is a picturesque little town, complete with cobblestone streets, colorful colonial houses, and vintage cars parked outside cozy cafes. Whether you climb the old lighthouse for a breathtaking view or simply wander around aimlessly, getting lost in this magical place is all part of the charm. And then there's Montevideo, the capital of Uruguay, which is a delightful blend of old and new. Wander through the historic Ciudad Vieja district with its charming colonial buildings and cobblestone streets that will take you back in time. And just a few blocks away, you'll find modern high-rises and trendy cafes buzzing with life. The city pulses with creative energy, from vibrant street art to live music pouring out of bars and bustling markets. And don't forget to check out the Rambla, a 13-mile-long promenade along the coastline. It's a favorite spot for locals to stroll, bike, or simply relax with a cup of mate while taking in the ocean views. The Rambla is the perfect place to experience Montevideo's laid-back atmosphere. Did you know that Uruguayans absolutely love mate? They're super passionate about this herbal tea, even more than their Argentine pals. You'll see people carrying around thermoses of hot water and gourds of mate wherever they go, on buses, in parks, at the beach. Trying mate is more than just having a drink. It's like joining in on a cultural tradition. Fair warning, it might not be your thing right away, but sharing mate with locals is an unforgettable experience. Uruguayan cuisine is all about keeping things simple yet high quality. The real standout? Asado is a barbecue experience that will make you rethink all other grilled meats. Uruguayan beef is top-notch. It's tender, flavorful, and cooked to perfection over wood fires. You must also try a chivito, a sandwich loaded with steak, cheese, bacon, eggs, and veggies. It's a deliciously indulgent and satisfying mess. And if you have a sweet tooth, make sure to indulge in some dulce de leche, a caramel-like spread that makes everything from cakes to cookies even more delightful. For wine lovers, Uruguay is a hidden gem. The star grape Tannat produces bold and rich reds that pair perfectly with all that delicious asado. Wine tasting in Uruguay is a personal and intimate experience, especially at smaller, family-run wineries where the owners often welcome you themselves. Number 9, Slovakia. Slovakia might be small in size, but don't let that fool you. It packs a serious punch when it comes to natural beauty, history, and culture. If fairy tale castles, dramatic mountains, and medieval towns sound like your thing, Slovakia is calling your name. Can you believe Slovakia is still flying under the radar? Located between tourist hotspots like Austria, Hungary, and Poland, it often gets overshadowed by its neighbors. But hey, that just means you get to experience a more authentic and crowd-free adventure. Did you know that Slovakia is home to more than 100 castles, each with its own fascinating history? Here are a couple of must-see highlights. Bojnici Castle. Imagine stepping into a real-life fairy tale at this enchanting castle, complete with picturesque turrets and lovely gardens straight out of a Disney movie. And get ready to be wowed at one of Europe's largest castle complexes, where you can enjoy breathtaking views of the beautiful countryside at Spiš Castle. Also, if you love hiking, Slovakia's high Tatras are a paradise for outdoor enthusiasts. Picture dramatic peaks, sparkling alpine lakes, and cozy mountain huts serving hearty Slovak food. Even if you're not a seasoned hiker, there are plenty of trails for all skill levels. In winter, it's a hidden gem for skiing without the price tag of the Alps. And guess what? Slovakia boasts some of the most breathtaking caves in Europe. Domica Cave and Dobšinska Ice Cave are both on the UNESCO list and will make you feel like you've entered a whole new world. Number 8, Albania. This is one of Europe's most underrated travel gems. It's like that shy friend who quietly blows your mind once you get to know them. Located between Greece, Montenegro, and the Adriatic Sea, Albania offers an intriguing mix of ancient history, jaw-dropping landscapes, and a warm, welcoming culture. First, let's talk about those beaches. If you think Greece or Croatia have Europe's best coastlines, Albania might just change your mind. The Albanian Riviera is stunning. Think crystal clear turquoise waters, golden beaches, and dramatic mountain backdrops. Places like Samel and Durmi could easily compete with the Greek Isles. But here's the kicker. They're way less crowded and way more affordable. You can sip a cocktail on a pristine beach without spending half your paycheck. And if you're into hidden gems, check out GP Beach. It's a secluded spot that you have to hike to, or boat to if you're feeling fancy, and it feels like a private slice of paradise. Next, let's talk about the history of this country. Albania is a country full of layers upon layers of fascinating history. It's kind of like peeling back the layers of an onion, except instead of tears, you'll be filled with awe and wonder. Butrint, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a real treat for history buffs. It's like stepping into a time machine as you explore Greek ruins, Roman amphitheaters, and Byzantine churches all in one place. And then there's Berat, also known as the City of 1,000 Windows. This picturesque town is like something out of a fairy tale with its white Ottoman-era houses stacked on the hillside. Lastly, Gjirokastër is a charming city with cobblestone streets, a hilltop castle, and connections to the infamous Enver Hoxha. Albania is truly a treasure trove of history waiting to be discovered. If you're a fan of hiking, Albania will knock your socks off. The accursed mountains, yes, that's their real name, in the north are breathtakingly beautiful. The Valbona to Theth Trail is one of Europe's most scenic hikes, complete with alpine meadows, rugged peaks, and friendly locals offering you homemade raki. And Albanian cuisine is like a love letter to Mediterranean flavors, offering delicious meals like fresh seafood, hearty stews, and flaky burek filled with cheese, spinach, or meat. Be sure to try the tav kozi, a baked lamb dish with yogurt and eggs. It's the ultimate comfort food. And let's not forget about the coffee culture. Albanians cherish their coffee, and you can find charming cafes on every street corner. Pair your espresso with a slice of trilus, a sponge cake soaked in 3 types of milk, and you're all set for a delightful treat. Now let's be real, Europe can really drain your wallet. But guess what? Albania is a paradise for budget-conscious wanderers. You can pamper yourself with top-notch experiences like beaches, mountains, and mouth-watering cuisine, all without emptying your pockets. A hearty meal at a cozy restaurant will only cost you $5, and the accommodations won't break the bank compared to nearby countries. Number 7, Georgia. Georgia is a hidden gem waiting to be discovered. It doesn't quite fit into the typical travel stereotypes. Is it Europe? Is it Asia? Well, it's a delightful mix of both. That's what makes it so unique and worth exploring. And the best part is, not many people know about it yet. But once you visit, you'll be singing its praises nonstop. This small but mighty country in the Caucasus region is one of the most underrated gems in the world. It's got everything: stunning landscapes, rich history, mouth-watering food, and hospitality that will make you feel like family. Georgia is where ancient traditions and modern vibes come together harmoniously. Take Tbilisi, the capital, for example. Walking through the city is like exploring a blend of history and contemporary design. You'll find yourself surrounded by ancient sulfur baths and charming cobblestone streets in the old town, while also spotting trendy cafes and futuristic structures like the Bridge of Peace. Tbilisi is effortlessly cool without even trying. And then there's Batumi, the vibrant Black Sea resort town in Georgia. It's flashy, modern, and bursting with energy, a stark contrast to other parts of the country. Spend your days lounging on the beach, wandering through the quirky sculpture park, or hitch a ride on the cable car for stunning panoramic views. Did you know that Georgia is one of the world's oldest Christian countries? Everywhere you go, you'll see ancient monasteries, churches, and fortresses scattered throughout the country. And if you're looking for unique and quirky experiences, this country is perfect. Uncover the world's deepest cave at Krubera Cave in the Western Caucasus, or explore the Soviet-era Kyatura cable cars for some fascinating architecture. And don't miss out on the rejuvenating sulfur baths in Tbilisi for a soothing soak and scrub that will leave your skin feeling incredible. Georgia's landscapes will take your breath away, and the mountains, oh, they're on another level. The Caucasus Mountains are a hiker's dream, with dramatic peaks, lush valleys, and remote villages that feel like stepping into another time. Now let's talk about food. Georgia's cuisine is truly special and definitely worthy of its own fan club. It's delicious, hearty, and meant to be enjoyed with others. To top it all off, don't forget to sip on some Georgian wine, one of the oldest in the world. With a winemaking history of over 8,000 years, the quality speaks for itself. And if you have a list on your own of underrated countries, don't hesitate to share it with us by writing it in the comments. We'd love to chat about it and learn more. Number 6, Cape Verde. Located off the coast of West Africa, Cape Verde is like the hidden gem of island escapes. With stunning beaches, dramatic volcanic landscapes, vibrant culture, and a relaxed atmosphere, this place will make you feel like the rest of the world doesn't even exist. If you haven't heard much about Cape Verde, don't worry, you're not alone. It's one of those underrated spots that truly captures the hearts of all who visit. Cape Verde, also known as Cabo Verde, consists of 10 islands, each with its own distinct charm. It's like getting to experience 10 mini getaways in one trip. Whether you prefer relaxing on golden beaches, exploring rugged mountains, or wandering through lively towns, there's an island that will suit your preferences. And because of its location at the meeting point of Africa and the Atlantic, Cape Verde has a unique blend of African, Portuguese, and Brazilian influences that make it a truly special destination. It's exotic, yet feels welcoming and familiar at the same time. Let's talk about the weather, because who doesn't enjoy endless summer vibes? Cape Verde boasts sunny, warm weather throughout most of the year, with minimal rainfall. It's the ideal place to visit if you're seeking some sunshine, especially during the cold winters in Europe or North America. Just pack your swimsuit, sunscreen, and a good book, and you're all set for a fantastic getaway. Cape Verde's beaches are pure magic. The island of Sal, for example, is famous for its white sands and turquoise waters. It's perfect for lounging or trying water sports like kite surfing and windsurfing, thanks to the steady Atlantic breezes. Then there's Boa Vista, where you'll find sprawling, untouched beaches that feel like your own private paradise. It's also a hotspot for spotting sea turtles during nesting season. Imagine strolling along golden dunes with nothing but the sound of the waves. It's like a postcard come to life. If you're the adventurous type, head to Fogo Island, home to the active volcano Pico de Fogo. Climbing this volcanic peak is a must-do for hikers. It's challenging, but oh so rewarding when you reach the top and take in the views of lava fields and the surrounding islands. Cape Verde is just as fascinating as its stunning scenery. Once under Portuguese rule and a vital port on trade routes in the Atlantic, it was a melting pot of African and European influences. You can see this mix in everything from the delicious food to the lively music to the charming architecture. Strolling through places like Mindelo on São Vicente Island gives you a taste of a bustling, multicultural hub. Another thing that is amazing here is the food. Cape Verdean cuisine is simple but packed with flavor. The national dish, cachupa, is a hearty stew made with corn, beans, and either fish or meat. It's comfort food at its best and a must-try while you're there. Seafood lovers rejoice. Being an island nation, Cape Verde serves up fresh fish, lobster, and octopus like it's nobody's business. Pair your meal with a glass of grog or punch, a sweet fruity liqueur, and you're golden. Number 5, Bhutan. Located in the Himalayas, Bhutan often goes unnoticed by travelers, yet it's a true hidden gem. This picturesque country feels like a scene from a fairy tale, with its untouched landscapes and serene atmosphere. The reason Bhutan is so underrated is that it doesn't need to boast or show off. It quietly invites those seeking tranquility, natural beauty, and a rich cultural heritage. Now let's take a look at why Bhutan is a destination worth adding to your travel bucket list. You've probably heard that Bhutan measures its success not by gross domestic product, but by gross national happiness. Bhutan is all about that happiest country vibe for real. Forget GDP because they measure success by the happiness of the community. And it's not just a cool slogan, it's a whole lifestyle. The Bhutanese folks prioritize community, culture, and connections over just making a bank. When you stroll through places like Paro or Thimphu, you'll notice a difference right away. People smile at you with genuine warmth, and life just seems slower in a really good way. It's like they've got some special secret that the rest of the world forgot about. Now, if you're into nature, and who isn't these days, Bhutan is a dream come true. Around 70% of the country is covered in forests, and they're serious about conservation. In fact, Bhutan is the only carbon-negative country in the world. Yep, you heard that right. They absorb more carbon than they produce. Trekking here isn't just about the views, which, by the way, are jaw-dropping. It's about stepping into a land that feels untouched by the chaos of modern life. The iconic Tiger's Nest Monastery is, of course, a must-see. Perched precariously on the side of a cliff, it's as much a spiritual experience as it is an adventure to get there. But there's so much more, like the pristine valleys of Punakha and the dramatic mountain passes of Dochula, where you'll find 108 chortens and panoramic views of the snow-capped Himalayas. Every corner of Bhutan feels like it's been styled for your Instagram feed, even though it's anything but artificial. From the rolling green valleys and terraced rice fields to the prayer flags fluttering in the breeze and the dramatic peaks of the Himalayas, you'll constantly be reaching for your camera. And the light? Oh, it's magical, especially in the early mornings and late afternoons when the sun paints the landscape in golden hues. One unique aspect of visiting Bhutan is the daily tourist tariff. While it might sound pricey at first, this fee includes your accommodation, meals, and a guide. Plus, it's part of Bhutan's strategy to promote high-value, low-impact tourism. They want to keep their country pristine and avoid the pitfalls of over-tourism, which is admirable, don't you think? It also means your experience will be less crowded and more intimate. When it comes to culture, Bhutan is a cultural treasure chest. The Bhutanese have done an incredible job of preserving their traditions. For instance, you'll notice that almost everyone still wears their traditional attire, gos for men and kiras for women. Festivals here, like the Chechu, are vibrant, colorful affairs where locals gather to watch masked dances and celebrate their faith. It's an explosion of joy, faith, and art all rolled into one. The food here is comforting and unique. Bhutanese cuisine isn't as globally famous as, say, Thai or Italian food, but it's comforting in the most wholesome way. Imadachi, the national dish, is basically a cheese and chili stew, and they don't hold back on the chilies. If you're a spice lover, you'll be in heaven. There's also plenty of red rice, momos, these are dumplings, and butter tea to warm your soul. Despite its beauty, Bhutan is often overlooked because it can be a bit challenging to visit. You can't just show up unprepared or backpack your way through. It requires some effort and planning. But that's what makes it truly unique. With fewer tourists, each visit feels purposeful and memorable. It's the type of trip that leaves a lasting impact even after you've returned home and unpacked your bags. Number 4. North Macedonia. This hidden treasure in the heart of the Balkans is waiting to be fully discovered. It's a special place in Europe, with beautiful landscapes, fascinating history, delicious food, and a rich traditional culture. If you're looking for a destination in North Macedonia that will capture your heart, Lake Ohrid is the place to be. Known as the Pearl of the Balkans, this UNESCO World Heritage Site is a stunning gem with its title as one of Europe's oldest and deepest lakes. The clear waters are so irresistibly inviting that you'll be tempted to jump right in. The charming town of Ohrid, nestled on the lake's edge, is just as enchanting. Its winding cobblestone streets, ancient churches, and cozy cafes create a magical atmosphere. Make sure to visit St. John at Caneo, a picturesque 13th century church perched on a cliff overlooking the lake. The view is truly breathtaking and will leave you in awe of the world's beauty. And here's the best part. Ohrid is often compared to Italy's Lake Como, but it's much more affordable and less crowded. It's like having your own piece of paradise all to yourself. North Macedonia is also a hiker's paradise, with more than 80% of the country covered in mountains. You won't want to miss Mavrovo National Park, a must-visit for nature enthusiasts. This stunning park is home to Mount Korab, the highest peak in the country, as well as lush forests, picturesque alpine meadows, and even a partially submerged church that peeks out of the lake's crystal clear waters. Another gem for hikers is Pelister National Park, located near the charming town of Bitola. This park boasts rugged trails, serene glacial lakes, and the famous Pelister eye pine trees, which are found only in this region. In terms of history, this area has certainly witnessed a lot of changes. The Romans, Byzantines, Ottomans, and other civilizations have all left their unique imprint on the region. A couple of standout sites include the well-preserved Roman mosaics at the ancient city of Heraclea Lyncestis near Bitola, and Kokino, an ancient observatory that predates Stonehenge and has been recognized by NASA as an important archaeological location. Let's talk about the food because, man, it's absolutely fantastic. The cuisine in North Macedonia is a delicious blend of Balkan, Mediterranean, and Turkish flavors that will leave your taste buds wanting more. Picture fresh veggies, succulent meats, and loads of paprika. One of the greatest things about North Macedonia is how budget-friendly it is. From accommodations to meals to getting around, you can enjoy a luxurious experience without breaking the bank. Moreover, Macedonians are some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. They take great pride in their country and love sharing it with visitors. Whether you're exploring a market, grabbing a snack from a roadside vendor, or chatting with locals at a cafe, you'll be greeted with genuine warmth and big smiles. And have you been to one of these countries we mentioned? If yes, share with us your experiences, and if you haven't, well, maybe it's time for you to explore these beauties. Number 3, Laos. Let's talk about this little hidden gem that often stays in the shadows of its more popular Southeast Asian counterparts. Laos may not have the same worldwide recognition as Thailand's beaches or Vietnam's food, but that's part of its appeal. Being a landlocked, quieter, and less developed destination in terms of tourism infrastructure adds to its charm. Instead of being overcrowded and over-commercialized, Laos remains untouched and authentic, a rare find in today's world of over-tourism. Laos doesn't aggressively market itself as a tourist hotspot. It's as if it quietly whispers, "Come visit if you'd like, but no pressure." And for those seeking a genuine and laid-back adventure, this approach is perfect. Now let's dig into the good stuff. Laos is like a treasure chest of unique experiences. Exploring Laos feels like taking a journey back in time. The pace of life here is wonderfully relaxed, allowing you to soak up traditions that have stood the test of time. From watching monks gather alms at sunrise in Luang Prabang to witnessing locals craft silk by hand, you'll feel the magic of a place untouched by the rush of modernity. And speaking of Luang Prabang, this UNESCO World Heritage Site is truly breathtaking. Picture shimmering Buddhist temples, charming French colonial buildings, and a peaceful riverside ambience. It's like stepping into a fairy tale where history and nature dance harmoniously together. Laos is ridiculously gorgeous. Like, take your breath away, pinch yourself gorgeous. It's a land of towering karst mountains, lush jungles, and meandering rivers. The mighty Mekong River flows through much of the country, offering endless opportunities for boat trips, riverside relaxation, and even floating markets. Then there are places like the Kwangsi Waterfalls, where turquoise pools cascade down through the jungle. It's one of those spots where you'll just sit and think, wow, this is what paradise looks like. Want a little more adrenaline? Head to Vang Vieng, where you can kayak, tube, or zip line through dramatic landscapes that look straight out of a fantasy novel. The people of Laos are some of the friendliest and most welcoming you'll ever encounter. There's a genuine warmth that makes you feel like a cherished guest rather than a mere tourist. Whether it's a smiling vendor at a market or a local inviting you for tea, the connections you forge here will stay with you forever. And here's a little bonus. Laos is surprisingly affordable. Whether you're a budget backpacker or prefer a more luxurious travel style, your money goes a long way. From charming boutique hotels in Luang Prabang to delicious street food priced just right, you'll get more value for your dollar than in many other destinations. So, what do you say? Are you ready to pack your bags and explore the tranquil landscapes and welcoming people of Laos? Number 2, Tonga, the Kingdom of Tonga to be precise. This Polynesian paradise is one of the best kept secrets in the South Pacific, and honestly, it deserves way more attention. Let's start by addressing the elephant, or in this case, the whale in the room. Tonga often gets overshadowed by its more famous Pacific neighbors like Fiji and Samoa. These destinations invest heavily in tourism marketing, but Tonga takes a more low-key, understated approach, and that's part of what makes it so special. Tonga isn't a flashy touristy place with huge resorts and commercialized beaches. It's all about authenticity, where traditions are alive and well, and nature remains untouched. It's like the Pacific's best-kept secret, perfect for travelers looking for something unique and meaningful. Tonga stands as the last Polynesian kingdom, with its royal history enriching every aspect of your travel adventure. The monarchy is intricately intertwined with the culture, showcasing a deep sense of pride and reverence for traditions that are truly unparalleled. In the capital city of Nuku'alofa, you can explore the royal palace or venture to ancient sites like the Ha'amanga'a Maui Trilathon, a magnificent stone arch cloaked in legend and historical significance. It's like stepping back in time to experience the essence of Polynesian culture. If swimming alongside humpback whales isn't already on your bucket list, it definitely should be. And Tonga is one of the few places on Earth where you can do so legally. Every year, these majestic creatures migrate to the warm waters of Tonga to breed and give birth. Just picture yourself snorkeling next to a 40-ton whale and her calf in the crystal-clear ocean. It's not just a highlight of your trip to Tonga. It's a once-in-a-lifetime encounter that will stay with you forever. Tonga's underwater world is just as breathtaking as its landscapes above. The reefs are teeming with vibrant marine life, from colorful coral gardens to schools of tropical fish, sea turtles, and even reef sharks. Tonga is known as the Friendly Islands for a reason. With over 170 islands, many of which are uninhabited, you can enjoy pristine beaches, turquoise lagoons, and lush tropical forests all to yourself. Whether you're looking for dreamy white sand beaches and incredible snorkeling in the Vava'u group, or prefer the solitude of deserted stretches of sand in the Ha'apai Islands, Tonga has it all. The untouched beauty of this place is truly magical. One of the most unique aspects of Tonga is how its culture remains authentic and preserved. You won't find watered-down tourist experiences here, but rather genuine Tongan traditions like the whakapau dance and the preparation of umu feasts. Tongan cuisine is simple, hearty, and delicious. Think fresh seafood like lobster and tuna, tropical fruits like coconuts and bananas, and root vegetables like taro and cassava. And if you find this video inspiring and helpful in any way, you can always give us your love by leaving us a thumbs up and sharing this video with your travel buddies. Number 1, Palau. Now this place is straight up magic. Located in the western Pacific Ocean, this tiny island paradise is the definition of a hidden gem. Palau isn't the first name that comes up when people talk about Pacific Island destinations, but maybe that's why it's so special. Palau is a hidden gem, tucked away from the typical tourist hotspots of Southeast Asia and the Pacific Islands. You won't find crowds of backpackers or flashy headlines about luxury travel here. This small island covers 189 square miles, including stunning rock islands, but it often gets overlooked for more popular destinations like Fiji or Hawaii, and that's the beauty of it. Because Palau hasn't been overrun by mass tourism, you can still discover a sense of peace and tranquility, away from the hustle and bustle. It's a place where you can truly connect with unspoiled beauty, without the crowds. If you're seeking a serene and unique travel experience, Palau is definitely worth a visit. Now let's get into why Palau is more than just a quiet corner of the Pacific. Palau is an absolute diver's paradise. If you've ever fantasized about exploring one of the most untouched underwater worlds, Palau is where you want to be. The waters here are unbelievably clear, with a mind-blowing 1,500 fish species and 700 coral species to discover. One of the top spots to explore is the Blue Corner, a dive site that's famous worldwide. Here you'll come face to face with fascinating creatures like reef sharks, massive mantas, and barracuda. Imagine swimming alongside these majestic animals just inches away. For diving enthusiasts, Palau is like being in a real-life aquarium. Another must-see is Jellyfish Lake. Yes, you heard that right. This extraordinary natural wonder is a lake teeming with harmless jellyfish, where you can swim among thousands of these gentle, glowing creatures. It's not every day that you get to have such a magical experience, right? Palau isn't just about what's under the water. The islands themselves are jaw-dropping, with lush forests, towering limestone cliffs, and isolated sandy beaches. It's the kind of place you'd expect to find in a postcard, but it's real. Palau is more than just a beautiful destination. It's also full of rich historical significance. The Rock Island's southern lagoon, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a testament to Palau's cultural history and stunning natural beauty. Currently, the islands are uninhabited, but in the past, these islands have been inhabited by indigenous people for centuries, and you can explore ancient Stone Age structures that shed light on Palau's early history. But Palau is not just a biodiverse paradise, it's also a living museum where you can immerse yourself in the fascinating cultural traditions of the island. It's more than just a pretty spot. It's a treasure trove of history waiting to be discovered. So, are you ready to explore this charming country? Start planning now. And here's a bonus of underrated countries for this list. We have Belize and Greenland. So if you want to explore new destinations on your next trip, we hope these underrated countries with breathtaking scenery, vibrant cultures, and memorable adventures have sparked your curiosity. Don't forget to subscribe for more travel ideas and inspiration, and be updated by tapping the bell icon. We are truly grateful for your love and support.